Hi everyone, and welcome to another week of Kinder Chat. I'm Christina from Sweet for Kindergarten, and this week I'm going to be chatting with you all about the importance of reviewing your phonics skills. So phonics skills should be continually reviewed throughout the year. I remember one of my first years teaching kindergarten, my students could not identify the middle sound at the end of the year. We were practicing spelling CVC words, and my students were just having the hardest time spelling CVC words using the correct middle sound. They were mixing up the E and I, they were forgetting the middle sound. But this is when I realized that I need to review middle sounds with them. So I had to totally backtrack. I spaced out a whole week. We practiced identifying middle sounds in words again, which we had done in October previously. Kind of backtracked, we did a whole week of it, and they were able to spell CVC words so much better moving on. But it just kind of got me thinking, if I taught that 6 months prior, my students need additional help. They need that review with all of the different phonics skills. So I'm going to share with you a couple ways to review phonics skills throughout the year so you don't run into that issue. The first one is with the phonemic awareness skills. So with these phonemic awareness warm-ups, you can find these in my TPT store, but pretty much it's just a week of phonemic awareness lessons. It goes through 3 different skills every week, but I created them so that it cycles through the skills. The skills build on each other, but then they also go back and review skills throughout the year. So that way they're practicing identifying the beginning sound at the beginning of the year and throughout the year. The phonics skills just kind of get harder as it goes. So that's the first way that you can easily do it, is just by continually reviewing those different phonemic awareness skills. So you can find that link below. The next way is to cycle through older centers with older phonics skills throughout the year. So what I do is about once a week, I throw in an old phonics center. So for example, we might be working on digraphs. I might throw in an identifying ending sounds phonics center in with that week. So just make sure that you're cycling through those older phonics skills using centers, because it doesn't take you any additional time to pull an older phonics center. All you have to do is pull it, give it to your students, say, hey, you're going to review this phonics skill today, and see how they do. Maybe they all really struggle with it, and you're like, ooh, I think I need to go back and I need to review that phonics skill maybe for a couple of days before moving on. And the last way to review phonics skills is to plan a review week. So I definitely recommend that after you teach each phonics skill, you set aside a week or at least a couple days where you're reviewing everything that you learned through that unit. So for example, in the phonics curriculum that I use, which is linked below, the last week is always an optional review week. And what you can do is, if your students are specifically struggling with one of the skills, you can pull that lesson. You can do that lesson with them. You can do the entire review week as a nice little review. You can also save that review week for later on in the year and kind of throw it in between units. So having some kind of review week where you're reviewing all of the different skills with that certain phonics concept will just help your students continually review phonics skills and remember. So I hope this was helpful in thinking of different ways that you can review phonics skills with your students throughout the year, so you don't run into that situation where your students can't remember how to match rhyming words at the end of the year. So let me know what you think. If you have another idea, I love hearing your suggestions. You can comment below. You can find all the links below in the notes, and I will see you next week.